Jeffrey Towson from Peking University in Beijing. I am here with Professor Paul Gillis, who is my boss. He's the co-director of the International MBA program. He's also a professor of accounting. His background includes such things as 28 years with PricewaterhouseCoopers, including running the China and Asia business for all of Asia. PhD in accounting, a master's in accounting, a master's in theology, and an undergraduate in accounting. So this is the China accounting guru. On his webpage, chinaaccountingblog.com, I really encourage you to sign up to find out really what's happening in this regard in China today. So thank you, Dr. Gillis.
Thank you, Mr. Towson.
What is the most important thing happening in accounting in China today?
You know, I think the key thing in China is China has good accounting standards. They basically adopted international accounting standards with, in some cases, some modification for local markets. But the quality of accounting standards is good. The application of accounting standards still needs some work, and we're still in the process of really growing and adopting and getting the quality there and the auditing that needs to take place in order to ensure good quality accounting information.
What's the biggest difference between accounting in China and the rest of the world?
I think it's relatively new in China, even though accounting really, modern accounting has been taking place in China since opening up 30 years ago, almost 40 years ago. The challenge in China has been the growing expertise, and that the profession is still young. There aren't enough no-haired, gray-haired people around that know how to really apply the accounting standards with judgment. What we have seen, though, is increasing creativity and financial engineering taking place, and some learning to take advantage of accounting standards, and things are getting much more sophisticated than they used to be.
What is everyone getting wrong about this subject? What's the biggest misconception?
Well, often there's a view that everything in China is basic and primitive, and that, but actually, particularly when we look at some of the larger companies in China, they're very sophisticated, and they really have some of the smartest people in the room working on these things. But like the last company that claimed to have the smartest people in the room, Enron, I think we've got some overly creative and over-engineered financial situations in China.
What's coming next? 2 to 3 years out, what is the most important things?
Probably the most interesting thing in the next few years will be the continued shift of the accounting profession in China away from the Big Four and towards domestic accounting firms. They've been outgrowing the Big Four firms since the financial crisis in 2008, 2009. And I think that trend will continue. And that means that we're going to see a domestic profession which is much more significant than it has been. And I think its influence is going to be felt both within China and internationally.
What's your favorite book, beverage, or beach? Or all three if you want.
All right. My favorite beverage is pu'er tea. Pu'er tea is a black tea, fermented tea made in the south of China. Sometimes it's quite old. It can be fermented for many years in terms of doing that. And many Chinese believe that it helps contribute to weight loss.
Okay, fantastic. Anyways, thank you very much, Dr. Gillis. This is Jeff Towson from Peking University in Beijing.